Good afternoon everyone, this is Lena from Bespoke Craft Designs by Lena. This is an attempt again at my first video. I've posted a sneak peek on my Instagram account showing these beautiful flowers, saying that this was going to be my first attempt of a video. I've done the actual eco dyeing, that's what I'm going to have a go at today. I've done it 2 or 3 times before and it's always turned out really good. So I thought I'll have a go today on camera, doing something I really have quite a bit of confidence because I've had some good results. Might make me just make that extra special effort and get the video out there. I've had 2 or 3 attempts. I'm actually outside, which isn't where I'd normally be filming, but there is quite a few bugs in these flowers, so I thought I'll do it outside. But unfortunately, twice before I've tried to do it and it rained, so I had to go in because I was worried about the camera. And today there's quite a bit of noise going on, people working in the gardens and what have you, so I'm hoping I don't have to abandon it. I don't yet know how to attach 2 bits of video together, so hopefully I can do it straight through. I'm going to do my best anyway. So here goes. I'm going to start by I do mine in, I don't know whether I can actually show you the pot with that in the way. I call it my cauldron. It's like a pot, I got it from, I think it was a car boot, a charity car boot. It's quite big. I've put some rust in the bottom. I'll just put that out of the way for a minute. I'll put that on the floor next to me. And that's ready for the next stage when I'm ready to put my papers in. I've got some wire. I do it in like a wire cage. It's just what I had. Some people do it with sandwich to weigh it down in the water. They sandwich it between 2 pieces of wood or tiles. I actually put a bit of tile in. I've got some broken tile. I just put some tile in on the top to keep the papers down so they don't float up, because they've got to be completely immersed in the water. So that's my little wire cage. But if you are using wire, it's maybe advisable to put gloves on, because I know sometimes mine's a little bit sharp and I catch myself. So but I know what I'm doing with mine, but I think, you know, you would be better with gloves on really for using this. So I'm just going to move that out of the way for now. And yeah, I've got quite a lot of bugs, little bugs out in the garden. Now I don't know what all my plants are. I'm going to try and show you best I can as I'm doing them. Some of them have wilted a bit because I cut them a little bit earlier and then it was a bit too noisy to get started. So hopefully, so I've got some 160 GSM, just an A4 piece of paper. I've folded it in half. Oh no, now the dogs are starting. Oh, I hope I can edit this because I'm really doomed doing it out here. Oh dear me. Right, so A4 piece of paper, this is 160 GSM. Then I've got a few sheets of them. I'm trying to get them all in the camera view. And then this is A3 paper, and this is 320. It's just something I got from the works. It's got a pattern, sort of like an embossed pattern on one side and smooth on the other. So I'm going to do some with the flowers, and what I've done is I've folded it and roughly cut it in half and then folded it so you can sandwich it together. So I've done some so the flowers will be on the embossed side and some so they'll be on the smooth side. So I've done a few of those. And then again from the works, I've got an A5 paper pad, and this is 160 GSM. And then this is just, I'm not going to fold this in half because it'd be quite small. You could use it as tags. So I'm just going to sandwich 2 together. So I'm going to have a go at that. So I'm just going to move them because I'm going to have to put my papers there. I've got the sun on me so I can't really see. I hope I'm not creating too much shadow. Is it that that's creating the shadow? Not quite sure. With it being very sunny. Right. So I'm going to start with the A5 paper, and I've got some like a shrub out of my garden. I'm going to start with that, and it's got some little flowers on it that are coming through. They're not quite through. I didn't use much of that, so I didn't want to do anything to the plant. I just wanted to try a little bit. This one's lovely. This is in my garden as well. It's a shrub and it's real like spidery. It's really pretty. I love this, and it makes some. I did use this last time and it made some lovely patterns. I mean, you can put as much or as little on your paper as you want. I tend to pack quite a bit in mine just because I like doing. And this is a little bit of pink flower that's off one of my other shrubs. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. And then this is in my garden as well on a shrub. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to break that off a little bit and just put that. The petals have come off that. That's all right. I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to take the little seed pod out. Leave that one like that. And then this, I know a lot of churches have this for the brides to walk through because it's white and it's like a snowball effect. But I don't know what the actual name of it is. But then I never do. So I think I'm going to break that down a little bit and have like little. I've not used this one before because obviously if you do it at different times of year you're going to get your plant at different stages. But I do like that, so I'm going to do that and a little bit of the leaf. Oh, try and get some of my bugs off if I can. I cook mine on an old cooker. You need plenty of ventilation when you're doing it. It's ideal if you've got a barbecue with a ring on it so you can do it outside. At the moment we're having a refurb in the kitchen, so I've got a new cooker, so I'm actually using the old cooker, leaving all the doors and windows wide open. That's why it's important that I want all the bugs off, because I'm going to be doing it in the kitchen today and I don't really want the bugs. So you've got a top and a bottom sandwiching your pieces together. This is another one out of my garden. Okay. And then what you do is you make this nice sandwich, put them in your pot, and then you fill it up with cold water, bring it to the boil. When it's boiled, you put some vinegar in. Now I can't remember how much vinegar I've put in the past one, so I will tell you. If this works out with the amount of vinegar, I shall measure the amount of vinegar I've put in this time. Some more of this little spidery looking one. And sandwich that together. And of course you do as many as will fit in your pot, because you boil them up and then you let them simmer, lower the heat and let it simmer for about an hour. So I only do one lot at once. I get enough for the pot, and if they're a bit thick and it's making it a bit bulky, I just break them down a bit. There's no exact science to this. One thing I would say, if you're worried about any of them being toxic, you know, do a bit of research and have a look. I mean, I've done mine before. I tend not to sort of get anything, I just get things out of my garden. I don't get anything out the woods or roadsides and things in case they are likely to be more poisonous. These have been alright so far. The white vinegar chokes me a little bit when I'm using it, so I do have to make sure the ventilation's there, because it is very strong. But then it is when you're doing any pickling or anything, so oops, you see it's getting a bit windy out here as well. Probably not ideal to do it outside, but I just didn't want all these bugs in my kitchen. Pink petals off this petunia. See what that does. And then it's just a case of keeping going, doing different ones. You can do all the same plants if you want to. You can lay them flat down. I mean, it's whichever way you do it, you can have one on top of the other anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I like to mix mine. I haven't got that many pretty flowers in my garden. I've got a lot of shrubs and I've got a biggish garden, but when you're going around the garden looking what you can do, you realise, but of course at this time of year, all my flowering plants haven't come out yet. That's the dog. They're not my dogs, by the way. The dogs in the back of where we live. If my dog starts, I will have to stop because it'll be too close and too noisy. Oops. They're blowing away. Let's try a different one. This is just a smaller one. Same difference. This is the 320 GSM. And there's some more of this petal. I'm going to do one with no greenery and just the petals in that one. And then I'm going to do one on the A4. And hopefully, if I know how to pin these videos together, because I'm going to keep going, but I don't want you to watch me do it all because it might become boring. Hopefully I can pin them together and then show you the full results. There we go. So I'll turn the camera off for now, carry on doing this bit, and I'll be back to you shortly and show you the next stage. Thank you for watching, see you shortly. Hello there, it's Lena again from Bespoke Craft Designs. I've managed to put all my pieces of paper together, and hopefully it's going to be quiet for the next few minutes while I just get all this done together. I've put them in a nice wire cage, you see, that I've made, and just tied it round with some jute string just to tie it up, and then it isn't really tight together. It is sandwiched so the bits won't fall out, but you know, there is air in between it and it can move. Hopefully I've got rid of as many of the bugs as I can get out here so they can go back in the garden and they don't get cooked in my pot. I don't want them all over my kitchen either. So I've just got a bit of tile. In fact, I've got two pieces of tile, and I'm just going to put that on the top just to weigh it down, and then I'm going to take it in the kitchen now, fill this up with water. When it boils, I'll then put some vinegar in, and I'll let you know how much when I've done it. I mean, the amount of water just needs to make sure it completely covers all your papers, and then boil it up. Once it's boiled up, turn the heat down and let it simmer for about an hour, and then I'll show you the next process. So I'll see you again shortly. Thanks, bye. Hi everybody, welcome back to Bespoke Craft Designs by Lena. I earlier did the first part of the eco dye-in. It's been boiling for about an hour and a half, between an hour and a half, mainly because I forgot to go get it off. Got doing some more crafting between times and forgot to take it off, so trying to get it underneath. That's one of them. That's come out sort of yellowy and purpley. That was the one with the real big spiky leaves. I've actually thrown the leaves away because it was all stuck together. Now these papers are very thin and delicate, so I'm just going to show you. That's the other side of that, you see. I'm just going to give it a slight little wipe in my water. I've just got some clean water here, and then I've got just a drip drying tray next to me, like a just to dry them off. Oh, so this one was on here. Those are those spidery leaves that I said. and these were the peony petals. I said petunia earlier, I do apologise, I knew what I meant. I said peonies. Good job I watched it back. So it's just a case of getting all the bits of rubbish off. And then this one has got all the lovely leaves going on. You see? It's lovely. Water's very cold. I didn't know. If you do at the edges, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you do have to be very delicate. I've got a plastic mat on here as well because I haven't got enough room on my drying rack. It's only very small. So I'm just going to keep these in the water. I think they're easier to peel off in the water actually. Now that one just had that one leaf on it. And that one's come out very pretty, but very delicate, very subtle and very delicate. I noticed when I was looking back at the video, some I did on both sides and some I left one side free, but they do go all the way through, so it doesn't really matter. Just peeling off a little bit. You just need to get all the bits off, that's why I use the water. Yeah, if you've got a sink in your craft room, you can do it over the sink. I do have a sink in my old craft room, but we're having some alterations done, and I'm actually losing my wet room part of my craft room. So that's going to be sad, but needs must. So I will have another craft room, but not particularly bigger or better. Just positioned where it doesn't need using for anything else. But we're having to have some more rooms put on. And you see them? I think you can actually see me when I'm dipping them in the water. They are really, really pretty, really lovely. Oh, that one's turned out nice. I'll show you what come out of this one in a minute. This was on the other side of the paper. Oh, that's dripping all over them. There we go. You see? Yeah. Hopefully I'll get better at positioning the camera. So that one I've just showed you, this is the other side. This is where the leaves are still on it. And that was what they were, those little purpley ones. Next time my brother-in-law comes, I'll get a list of what all these flowers are in case anybody's interested, because he'll know what they are, but I don't. I know what I like, but I don't always know the names of them. And then when I do, I don't get them right. I say something other than what it should be. I'm running out of space. Just bear with me. I am here. I just had to move because I'm running out of space. This one's just tearing, but it has still got the perforated edge on this one, so I can just take that off anyway. But this one's really pretty. I really like this. I will be doing some still shots to put on my Instagram. Where did I say that other one was? And I said it had this one with the sort of, I can't remember where it's gone now. Oh, is that it there? Let me just have a look. So that one with that one there with that beautiful effect on there and there. That's from this. That's really pretty. So there's like purples and burgundies and pinks going on in these. Right, I'm going to take a few off at a time. Get them in the water, get them rinsed. And tease them apart if I can. Getting all the debris off. I didn't seem to have any bugs flying around the kitchen, so that bit worked, actually doing it out here first, because I didn't want them all flying around my kitchen. Well, that one's just very yellowy. Oh, I think that I must have missed one. I think I've missed putting anything in there, and that's just bled through from the others. It's still very nice. It's still got leaf impression. It's just very yellowy. Just bear with me a minute. Just going to have to come round the side again. That's it. I'll put that on. Got some room at the side of me. This one I've managed to split this one. I've still got some leaves on there. Oh, don't want you sticking to them. Oh, the one that's just come out very yellowy is this real yellowy plant. So it didn't bring any colours out. And I said I'd say how much white vinegar I put in. I put 3.5 pints of water. That covered the top of my cauldron. And then I put 60 mils of white vinegar. Whether I haven't put enough in, I don't know, but I haven't got any different results than I had last time, really. Now this paper that I said was the A5 from the works, it was 130 GSM, not 160, and I'm not sure I'd use it again because I think you need at least 160. That is the one that's tearing a bit. Still looks very nice, but that's the main one that I'm having the problem with, that's tearing. I'm just trying to find some of the others and see what they're like. And of course, they're not the ones I've got in front of me. Just bear with me. Oh, these are the folded ones. And these were on the paper that I got in the big A3 12 by 12 size from the works, and cut it in half and then folded the remainder in half. And that's quite pretty. It's got like a pinky effect on it. So they're absolutely saturated at the moment, so when they dry better. I am going to dry them outside. I'm not going to put them in my oven. I do coffee dyed and tea stainings, and I do those dry them in the oven. Well, I've dried them on the line and I've dried them in the oven. But I'm not going to do these in the oven. I've never done these. I always do these outside, and I'm going to continue doing so. That one's really lovely. Really nice. But I am running out of space to dry them off. Not quite sure what's made that pink mottly effect on the flowers. I'll see if there's one in here. Oh, it's more of the peony. And so that's bled through to the other side. And then on this side, this is beautiful. I just scattered the petals, but it's made like another flower, nondescript flower, but a flower all the same, just from the petals. But yeah, they're quite pretty. There's a few tears on them though. Can't remember them tearing so much last time. I did do some on watercolour paper last time as well, and I haven't done any on watercolour paper this time. So I do still think probably the watercolour paper is good. That's really pretty. That's again the leaves. I'm just going to move these out the way a little bit. Just trying to soak some of the petals and things off in the water. I'll do one with just the A4 sheets in a minute. That's this again. You can see what I'm doing. Oh, this one's turned out really nice. So you don't have to have the casing round it really tight or anything, as long as it holds them together so the leaves... Oh, that one. That one tore straight in half, straight down the middle. So I've got two little squares there, but that's fine. That's fine. I didn't expect that to happen, but there you go. Let's have a look what this one does. So I managed not to... Oh, now this one had one of those leaves, like a big furry leaf, and that's all I put on this one. So that one hasn't. It's very, very delicate and very subtle, very pretty. There's not a lot on it, but again, when it's dried, they do look slightly different. So I'm just going to leave those in there, just because I'm running out of room out here to try and keep you in view with the camera. So let me just try. I've just turned the pack over. So I did do quite a lot. Not quite sure how many, but I will count them when... So this is just on the 160 copy of paper. Ordinary copy of paper. Yeah, I wish I'd put some of the watercoloured sheets in. I normally do. It's the first time I've not done them. That one's got a bit more of like a black edge around it. Again, it has ripped a little bit, but obviously they strengthen up when they're dry, and then you can put a bit of washi tape on it or do whatever, cover it with something. Depends what you're using them for, really. Some of them I'll use as journal pages, some of them I'll use as background pages. I will have another go, and I will do it with watercolour paper, and you'll see the difference on how much stronger the papers are. So that adds some more of the peony and some of that real sort of wispy. It didn't smell very strong in the kitchen today. I think last time I did put far too much vinegar on, so I didn't want to put too much vinegar on today. It still brought all the colours out, so I will go for that. Obviously my pot takes 3.5 pints of water to cover the... All depends on the size of your pot, because you've got to make sure it covers your paper pack. And that's what mine took. And then I put 60 mils of white vinegar, and then in the bottom of the pan there was just some rusty bits. I'm no expert. I've just watched a video in the past and had a go at it just a couple of years ago when I first did the first one, and then because it's so messy, and I did quite a lot. I did about 2 or 3 batches while I had all the equipment out. I haven't done any for ages. I think I've done 3 lots altogether. But say, my pot, you seem to get quite a lot in it, and it lasts me a long time. If I was doing it out here on the barbecue, I'd maybe invest in a second pot, so while one pot was drying and doing, I could put another pot on. So you can just run them straight under the tap if you've got a dirty sink, or if you don't mind doing it in your kitchen sink. But I didn't want to do it in my kitchen sink because we had food out, so I was trying to work around that when I was actually cooking the papers, but as I say, it is my old cooker, so I didn't have any food anywhere near it. So a lot of the leaves I use are more or less the same combination. Well, this one, although I've said that, this one has got some real pretty blue going on. So one or two of them actually I've got now a look. They've got some blue in them. Right, I think I'm going to turn the camera off now, just mainly because I've got no room left, so I'm not going to be able to film the rest of it, I don't think. I might be able to put that on there. If I'm doing them inside, I have trays and things to take up any excess water, but because I'm doing it out here, I've just got a plastic mat over my table and some old cooking pots that I can lay them on, and then some wire racks, spare wire racks that I had from my old cooker that I can just leave them out here to dry. Shan't leave them out all night, I shall leave them out a little while. You can't actually see what I'm doing there because I've broken that one. So that's as far as I've got so far. I'm going to take some still shots for my Instagram, so I will put a link on the video to my Instagram so you can check that out as well. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and press the like button, and there is a little bell next to the subscribe. You will see all my videos if you press that as well. I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Bye for now.